Guys, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you're watching the video from and the time you're gonna see this video. Welcome back to my page and welcome back to my channel. Still on the trending issue of the academic record of our president, which the court in US has ordered the Chicago State University to release to Atiku Abubakar. There are three things we need to know concerning this particular judgment that was passed yesterday. Sit tight as we look into these three things. Number one is that it might not be easy again for Tinubu to appeal this particular judgment because of the time frame. But sit tight as we dig deep into this particular three things we need to know concerning this particular judgment. Three things you need to know as U.S. court gives Chicago State University 48 hours to release Tinubu's academic record. The United States District Court in Northern Illinois has instructed Chicago State University (CSU) to provide President Bola Tinubu's academic records to Atiku Abubakar, an opposition candidate in Nigerian February presidential election, within 48 hours, starting from Saturday. In a ruling issued on Saturday, Judge Nancy McDonald dismissed Mr. Tinubu's objection to the decision made on September 20th by Magistrate Judge Geoffrey Gilbert. The judge fully affirmed Mr. Gilbert's ruling, directing Chicago State University to release Mr. Tinubu's academic record as requested by Atiku, emphasizing Atiku's right to access the record. The court granted Mr. Abubakar's application under 28 U.S.C. 1782, stating for the reason stated in the court's accompanying memorandum opinion and order. The court overruled President Tinubu's objection and adopted Judge Gilbert's recommended decision in full. The court ordered Chicago State University to complete all necessary filings for the release by 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Respondent Chicago State University was directed to produce all relevant and non-privileged documents in response to requests for production numbers 1 through 4 as narrowed by Judge Gilbert and adopted by the District Court in its opinion. In Mr. Abubakar's subpoena by 12 o'clock p.m. noon CDT on Monday, October 2nd, 2023, the Rule 30B seeks disposition of CSU corporate designer must be completed by 5 o'clock p.m. CST on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, the court ordered. Atiku had requested this document for use in Nigerian court to support his assertion that Mr. Tinubu's certificate he claimed to have obtained from Chicago State University in 1979, which he submitted to the Nigeria electoral body INEC for the 2023 presidential election. Atiku argued that this is crucial to Mr. Tinubu's eligibility to contest the last presidential election. Although Atiku's case against Mr. Tinubu was unsuccessful at the Presidential Election Petition Court in early September, he intended to reintroduce the issue within the Chicago State University document in his appeal to the Nigerian Supreme Court. Atiku informed the U.S. District Court that he has until October 5th to file the Chicago State University document against Mr. Tinubu at the Supreme Court in Nigeria. Mr. Tinubu strongly opposed the release of the document to Atiku, contending that the Nigerian election proceeding and the Nigerian court had explicitly rejected the document Atiku sought to obtain and present in his case, amid at overturning the result of the February 25th presidential election. Additionally, Mr. Tinubu argued that Atiku's request was overly intensive as it would allow Atiku to conduct an extensive investigation into Tinubu's private, confidential, and protected educational records. Number one, the three things we need to know is that court order, not confirmation of Atiku's seeking to know the authenticity of the certificate. However, in her dismissal of Mr. Tinubu's objection on Saturday, Ms. McDonald clarified that she was simply upholding Atiku's entitlement to access the Chicago State University document. She did not pass judgment on the validity of Atiku's claim against Nigerian president or his statement regarding the legitimacy of the country presidential election. In reaching the conclusion, the court emphasized that it is expressing no view on the merits of Mr. Atiku's underlying claim regarding Mr. Tinubu or his graduation from Chicago State University or on the validity of Nigerian election. Nor is the court taking any position on what any of the documents or testimony from Chicago State University may or may not untimely show. The court simply finds on the narrow question before it that Mr. Abubakar is entitled to production of documents and testimony that he seeks from Chicago State University. A summary of the judgment read in part. Number two, no more order of stay. Due to the limited time Atiku has to submit the Chicago State University document to Nigerian Supreme Court, Ms. McDonald advised Mr. Tinubu against attempting to seek a stay of the order, as such a request would be rejected. She indicated that his sole recourse would be pursue an application for a stay of execution at the U.S. Court of Appeal. Given the October 5, 2023 filing deadline before the Supreme Court of Nigeria, the court will not extend or modify this deadline. Further, the court notes that at the recent emergency hearing, the possibility of a stay pending an appeal to the 7th Circuit Court of Appeal was raised. The court cautioned President Tinubu that any request for a stay before this court will be denied, as the court find any stay impracticable in light of the fast approaching Supreme Court of Nigeria deadline. President Tinubu is, of course, free to request a stay directly from the 7th Circuit Court should he file any appeal. Judgment is entered in favor of Atiku Abubakar. As of Sunday morning, it was not clear if Mr. Tinubu had filed an appeal at the U.S. Court of Appeal. Number three, Tinubu's Chicago State University document ordered for release. The court ordered Chicago State University to release 4 sets of documents relating to Mr. Tinubu as requested by Atiku. They are true and correct copy of an exemplar of Chicago State University diploma issued to President Tinubu in 1979. Mr. Tinubu's diploma issued in 1979. Any exemplar of Chicago State University diploma that contain the same fonts, seal, signatures, and wording as contained in Exhibit C for the first Lu Declaration, which purports to be a Chicago State diploma issued to Mr. Tinubu on or after June 22, 1979, and the Chicago State University document that were certified and produced by JEMA or an Associate General Counsel of Chicago State University as well as communication relating to these documents. As we are waiting to see the outcome of all this, stay tuned for more updates that will be coming out in few days. I remain my humble self, the Eichmann. Try to share the video, like it, comment, and follow my page if you are not following me for more updates. Thank you guys.